Hello, and welcome back to Oolykee Gaming. Welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Mod Monday. Today we have historic towers, greenhouses, and polish shops. So, we have around 30-ish mods released in the last 7 days. One of them is quite interesting. That's going to be number 2 that changes game mechanics as well, which is absolutely fabulous. We're going to talk about it a little bit longer, hopefully. I think we have a quite fruitful episode in front of us, so let's get cracking. Historic television tower by Mr. Novu. Historic television tower based on a real building constructed in 1931. Tower is 226 meters tall and employs 300 workers and 100 moderators. Added radio and residential version as well. So, if you want to build yourself a little bit of, I believe this is building, could be New York, I would say, but I'm not really 100% sure, but it is historic building. It has a really beautiful animation as well, if you follow the link in the description of the video. Now, this is Mr. No, makes absolutely great mods. Like you can see here, the tower has 1,200 residents living in the building, which is quite, I think, normal. We can compare it to, let's say, vanilla. This is Dnipro Flats vanilla, which have like 593 people. This is way bigger, and even though, you know, higher you build, the less usable space there is because of the amount of elevators you need to have. It's still way more massive than the vanilla, which is the Dnipro Flats are vanilla, or DLC, Ukrainian DLC that was released. So definitely quite realistic mod. Link in the description of the video. Okay, let's talk about it. Education and Health Rebalance experimental version by Rob074. This mod changes the way education and healthcare work in game, making it harder. Children have to go to school until they are 18 years old, which increases demand for schools and makes bigger schools more useful. University students cannot graduate until they turn 21. Seriously ill people stay in hospitals for much longer and random period. Seasonal diseases spread in colder months, greatly increasing healthcare demand in winter, which makes bigger clinics and hospitals more useful. In order to activate this mod, click on the scripts button on the left hand side. I think I have everything installed here, but I never did this. So we're gonna go for scripts. That would be here we go. And then you have education and healthcare rebalance. Education and healthcare rebalance turn on and off. So if you want to turn it on and off, you have it here. The other thing is moving the time back, but we're not. This is a different mod. So you can easily turn it on and off by just clicking on these buttons here, and then this should appear. Now bear in mind that this is experimental version. Let me finish. This requires further testing and balancing in order to activate the yada. Warning: if you reload your game without quitting the game, or at least returning to the main menu, the script will be duplicated. If this happens, simply run the turn off script until you are only running one instance. GitHub repository, yada. So this is absolutely great. This is what I was saying, that modders actually influence the game. Like, modding community in this game, in most of the games, is absolutely great. From Mr. Novus making like unique factories that consume, like chemical factories that consume metals, aluminium and other stuff, to this kind of stuff that Robs is changing. This is absolutely great. They deserve, modders deserve way more gratitude than they get in almost any game, but this is absolutely fabulous. I'm really happy about this. I am only finding out about this now, so I'm gonna start testing it myself to see how my little country reacts. But it definitely is gonna increase the difficulty level of this. Now use this at your own discretion, because it might be quite difficult to use it. Anyway, for more details about this, you have a link in the description of the video. Polish Shops Part 5 by Rob074. The pack includes 4 Polish shops based on the real buildings in Lublin. One building, 25 workers, 200 customers, 40-ton closed storage. The second one is 3 buildings to 20 workers, 160. So one of them is way bigger than the other ones. We're gonna see which one. I actually can't even guess because one of them is really long, the other one is really fat. So we'll see which one. And one of them is taller than others. So I don't know which one is which. And you have description in Polish as well. This is a really big fan, of course, but this is really interesting, and we're gonna see which one. Oh, actually, I still don't know which one employs the most people. The tall one is not. Let's see, this one. There we go. This one here, the fat one, employs more people. And then the long one here, it has 20. So 20, 20, 25, and 20 over here. Absolutely great. Now, benefit of these long shops is that they can cover longer area for your people to walk, because the length of one of these shops is quite decent. We can go and measure one of them. So it's around 113 meters, so technically you can extend the coverage for, you know, workers for a longer, like bigger area. And also the tonnage, or the capacity for foods, is also really great. Says that some of them have 30 tons, and I can only see here 15 tons. That's an interesting part. Closed storage, 4 tons of meat. Yeah, this is something a little bit different. I'll probably point this out as well. So this is 20 tons rather than so this is 20 tons and the other ones are 15 tons. I'll point this out, but other than that, let's compare it to vanilla buildings. Vanilla buildings that we have is the here we go, long ones. So we have the shopping center, small shopping center, 18,000, 20, 20, 25, and 20. These ones have more or less a little bit more staff, a little bit less shoppers than the modded mods, and this one has way bigger capacity. I think they're quite comparable, and it's quite realistic. Probably one of my favorite mods. I'm gonna be using this in my Let's Plays. Link description of the video. Oolykee monolith and greenhouse farming. You have description in Russian, and also have an English one. Workers 197, breeders 8 products, harvest 19 tons, consumption water, coal, and fertilizer. So this is an interesting one. Let's go and check out the factory. You can see here that it consumes coal. Consumption. It consumes wastewater. It gets 19 tons of crops. That's quite a lot, actually, per day. But it's also a lot of consumption of coal and water and the wastewater. I actually never implemented this in my farming. I think this is going to be quite interesting to try. It seems quite realistic. Now, what would I say about this one costing? I think it would be like 100,000 rubles. This is my wild guess. I'm not even sure if I can... I'm going to go and check it real quickly over here so we don't waste too much time. So that would be... My bad. Here we go. So this is the greenhouse, 150,000 rubles. I think it's quite realistic. I don't know about the crops you're gonna get. No, it's fine. It's fine. This size, like a greenhouse, that means it's gonna be producing around 7,000 tons of crops per year if you staff it, and also you really need the college-educated people for this to work. So it's going to be challenging to use something like this, and I think it's quite realistic. I will be using it myself. Link in the description of the video. Historic Hospital by Mr. Novu. An old historic hospital can treat up to 60 patients. Cheap to build, but not very efficient due to antiquated equipment at a historic ward. Residential. Okay, so we have the hospital on the left hand side. You can see here, looks like it has limited capacity of patients. I need to check that out as well. And then we have the historic ward. This is the population. This is the people that live here. It's a really beautiful building. Now if you go into the details, check this down, check the ornamentation of the building. Look at the how beautiful the facade looks like. Absolutely gorgeous building. A lot of beautiful details. Now if you want to build yourself an old town center, this is something that you should consider having. Now it costs 13,400 workers, or 14, let's call 15,000 for a small historic hospital. It's inefficient, as its description says. So how does it compare to vanilla one? It's half the price, capacity 50, 150, and we have capacity over here 30 and 60 only people. So it's way lower capacity. It's just a historic building. Probably is going to cause you more problems than harm. But how can something this beautiful be not implemented? Absolutely gorgeous buildings. Link in description of the video. Schlendrian, sorry for butchering name, and Hempcrete panel factory. So are you looking for a sustainable and efficient way to build your socialist community? Look no further than the Hempcrete panel factory, the modernist factory that can produce prefab panels from water, wood and crops. They are eco-friendly and they are made from hemp, mixture of hemp fibers and lime. Filled into the wooden framing. Hempcrete is a carbon negative, meaning that absorbs more CO2 than it emits during its production and use. Okay, there's a description. You're gonna have to go and check it out. Now there's a description of the cost of the factory. I will not go into details. Nothing important that I would like to share here. And let's check out what we have here. We have Hempcrete panel factory rail and Hempcrete panel factory trolleys. Now trolleys is something really interesting because they did have, I think, in a couple of cities in Soviet Union, we covered this a couple of years ago. They had, you still have mods that you can run your trucks, supply trucks, with trolley lines and trolley wires. So this is actually really beautiful detail. So as you can see here, you need boards. Wow, that's a lot of production. Really, you can get 96 tons of prefab panels for 18 tons of crops, water. I don't know. This seems a little bit too much, but looks like both of them are the same. Like, I understand, yes, you should be able to mix like lime and hemp and produce the prefab panels, but I think the final product should be less weight than the sum fits holes or whatever. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. This is all quite productive. I have to say that it's a little bit too productive, and I would like it if maybe there's a good explanation behind this. But this is a lot of panels. Let me just check. Do you have any connections here? No industrial connections. You do have industrial connections, sorry, on both sides, so you can store these enormous amounts of panels that you can create. Anyway, different way of viewing of things, like I began the whole episode, is about having a different point of view, and this definitely gives you a different point of view. For more details, link in the description of the video. Tonic and IL-49D Dom Sovietskoy Postoroiki. Sorry, I'm butchering a Russian language here. Soviet-built house, years of construction, 1964-1984. Type of the house panel, series IL-49 version D. Number of floors 9, entrances 6. The height of each living quarter is 264 centimeters. Apartments 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms. Number of workers 436, and why 60% housing quality. These are not that bad apartments. I wouldn't go for so low. This influences the game hugely. I think these apartments, especially 1, 2, 3 and 4 room apartments, they are absolutely great. You can find something nice for yourself there, but 60% definitely will influence happiness of your people. I would definitely increase that, even though if some people don't think that it should be, but I believe like 60% is quite influential. You're gonna influence happiness and productivity of your people. Other than this, this beautiful building, beautiful, I'm saying it's beautiful. It's 22,000 rubles. Obviously, this is compensation. 60% quality of flats is compensation for the huge capacity that it has. Shouldn't we have that much people? Let's see. One more time, it's 432, so that's more than double the price of the. It would be something like Dnipro. Dnipro is 180,000, so it's definitely cheaper than Dnipro, but Dnipro flats are just enormous. And then we have the vanilla one here, 20,000. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit on a cheap side. I would increase the price, definitely. I would double the price. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 floors high. Yeah, maybe. It has 1 floor less. They seem to be similar height. Take that as you wish. I wish it was more expensive and that it quality was a little bit bigger, but we played the cars that we dealt with. For more details, you have a link in the description of the video. Katoteshi and the map called Katunga. The area recently inhabited by the community of a city of 52,000. Something fell, something exploded, the earth shook about us. Okay, well, nothing lasts forever, but build new possibilities arise. Anyway, this is an inhabited map. It has actually quite nice infrastructure in place, let's call it like that. Something for like you can start and have a really beautiful there's even like look how much detail went into this. Okay, this is definitely forest growing into the building. That's not ideal, but a lot of them, it's actually in a quite nice place. Okay, do I retract that? I retract that. There's a forest growing through the houses. I thought it was a little bit more detailed than that, but I didn't inspect it well, obviously. Anyway, let's check out the map. The map is actually quite beautiful. I like this map. I really like how the map looks like. It has big river in the middle. It's all navigable. It's really beautiful. You can see here it's dark blue color compared to the coastal line, which is light blue color. And it's navigable in any direction. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 Soviet border connections. Oh, is this a fifth one? It could be a fifth one. Let's see. No, it's a NATO border crossing. That's interesting. And then we have way more NATO, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 NATO border crossings. So 4 versus 5. I think, yeah, I might be wrong, but I think 4 Soviet and 5 NATO border crossings. Okay, that's less important. But like I said, terrain is absolutely beautiful. Some of it into the west is challenging. But what is not challenging... Yes, resources. There's a lot of it. You have a lot of resources. It would be better if it was a little bit more challenging, like hard to get resources. You can see iron is also plentiful. Oil, close to the Soviet borders. That's always like a big leg up. Look at this. Oil, is it actually overlapping? No, coal and iron are overlapping. This is quite unchallenging. Like definitely a good starting position here. Let's even have a little bit of a look what is here. Yeah, looks bombs fell, and then you have these kind of road constructions that were going through here that were removed. Probably that's the thing that simulates there. F3, no, there's nothing underground. Yeah, so it's not really challenging regarding resources, so you're not gonna have any problems exporting any resources and getting your head start in your little republic, but to each their own. I will just say thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, press the like button. If you didn't, leave a nasty comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, notification bell, ring it, comment section, hit it. And if you want to support the channel, you have description of video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye bye.